Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our talk on positive discipline. I'm Grace Yong, founding principal of Character Montessori. Thank you for joining us this morning. And before I go further, let me assure you that if you have any questions, you can post them in the chat box. And at the end of the session, we will try to answer as many as we possibly can. Okay. Before I go further, let me share a little bit about myself. Okay. I'm a mother of 4 boys. I've been parenting for 29 years. The person you see standing on the right of the picture is my eldest son, Paul. Then there's Daniel, Roy, and Sean. I've been involved in education for about 40 years now, okay, working with youth and children. In the last 20 years, I've been working focused especially on early childhood years. Right? Okay. Today our talk is on positive discipline. Right? Let's start with a definition. What is positive discipline? Okay, most people, when they hear the word discipline, it brings out negative images or imagery, right? So to say positive discipline, some of you may raise questions in your mind. You have a lot of question marks, like, So, but it is possible to have positive discipline, and in fact, it is important to cultivate positive discipline in your parenting process. Okay, positive for who? It should be positive for both you and your child, right? In what way? That means it will bring positive memories, good memories for both you and your child in your parenting process, right? And it should build your bond with your child. Okay? It should build your character, your child's character, as well as your character. Okay? I can tell you that asked me 30 years ago, I will never imagine I can be as patient as I am today. Okay? Because children have this way of sandpapering your rough edges, right? So it is a positive journey. And if your child is well disciplined, parenting will be a lot easier and a lot more fun, right? So, and then what is discipline? Okay, discipline tends to carry with it a lot of negative connotations. But actually the root meaning of discipline, the root meaning, the original definition of discipline is from the Latin word disciplina, which means instruction and training. Okay, it is derived from the root word discer, which means to learn. So discipline is all about training and instruction. But today, in today's definition, there is this idea of punishment to correct disobedience. Okay, so today I want to go back to the original meaning of the word discipline, the instruction and the training part. Okay, and I will also address the issue of punishment or correction for disobedience in today's talk. But I do want to emphasize that today's talk is very short. Okay, we plan to keep it under an hour, including a Q&A. So I'm going to just touch on a few key issues, but we will be having more talks later on to go deep into these issues, so you can keep in tune and follow us on Facebook for that. Right? Okay. So if you are thinking of the training route, the concept of training and instruction, then there must be a trainer. Who is the trainer? You are the trainer. Okay? The parent is the trainer. Okay? So think of yourself as a trainer. Okay? And where does this trainer start? The work of the trainer begins from a place of love. We love our children, that's why we want to train them. We want to train them so that they can have self-discipline when they are grown up, so that they can know right from wrong, so that they will make the right decisions. Okay, We train them because we love them, not because we are afraid that they will embarrass us, not because we are afraid that they will make life difficult for us. So the place where we begin our training as a parent is from a place of love. We love them, we care for them, so we want the best for them. Okay, let's talk a little bit about trainers' qualities. Yeah, parenting is a process, and it is a process where you build relationship with your child, and in that process, both you and your child will grow, will mature, will become better persons, right? Okay, so one of the trainer qualities that we first need to have is commitment, right? You are in for the long haul, okay? That's a fact. I'm telling you straight in the face. You are in for the long haul. Okay? This process, if your child is 2 years old, okay, this process will go on for the next 17 years, right? It's about 19 years until they gain independence, right? So it is a long haul. Yeah. So we need commitment. And today, for all of you who are participating in this talk, you really have the commitment. Okay, it takes time to build and nurture your child's character. It takes time to help your child grow up. Right. And the other thing is open-mindedness. Okay, because we live in a world that's ever-changing, and there are so many things being thrown at our children these days. So some things you may try and it doesn't work. Read up, talk to people, attend talks like that to help you find new strategies, to help you find new tactics. Yes, tactics. Right. In future, when we do more in-depth talks, I will share a lot more strategies and some of these tactics. Right. Parenting, teaching children, training children is all about strategies. You get the right strategies, you get the right outcomes. Right. But then because there are variables in our child's world, different messages coming into them, especially with the internet. So sometimes we need to find new strategies. So be open-minded. Right. And then, I just want to say this. Last time when I first started as a parent, I didn't have a master's degree in early childhood. Okay. All I had was commitment and open-mindedness. I was determined that I would raise my children to be decent human beings who will be able to contribute to the society or community that they live in, and they won't muck up their own lives. So that was my objective, and I started on my journey that way. And I just learned, talk to people, in my area of work, when I meet with someone older, like my husband's boss, just wife, that time my husband had her boss, they had 3 boys, and they were just like 5 years older than my children. I would talk to her because she was a good parent. So I picked up tips from her. So everywhere I go, I would talk to people, I would read books, I'll try things. Okay. So the next thing is the right attitude. Okay. This is very, very important, because if you start with the wrong attitude, then you do all the wrong things. The mindset. Okay. If you believe that your child is God sent to give you a hard time, and the child is out to make life difficult for you, then the way you talk, the way you behave, the way you interact with your child will be that way. But I would put it to you that children love us. Children love their parents and their teachers, people who matter to them. They love us, and they really do desire to obey us, to cooperate with us, So they really do. Okay, it may come as a surprise to you, but I'm telling you this. They really desire to please you. They are born with that desire to do it. However, you will know that when your child turns 1.5, 2, they have a mind of their own. They have a will. Okay, they can think. And that is also very important. I will delve more into that in future talks. Otherwise, today we can't go home. Right? So that is also very important. If a child doesn't have a will of his own, by the time he's 3 or 4, I would recommend that you send him or her for therapy, right? So that is important. We have to preserve that. The children have their will of their own, and sometimes they don't have the skills or the ability to cooperate with us. So the question then is, how do I help him or her cooperate with me? How do I help him or her fulfill the desire that he or she wants to obey me, do what is right, and please me, right? And the last one will be self-control, right? We, as educators, as parents, okay, parents, you are teachers, right? You are the trainer. Okay, you need to be very careful about how you act and react with the children, because children will model you. Children will take in and suck in whatever you say to them because they love you, right? So in the book of Proverbs, there's this phrase, or this wise saying that life and death are in the power of the tongue. So you can speak life, you can speak the positive things, or you can speak death, and you can speak the negative things into your child's life. Okay, give example. Children will tend to disobey you, tend to do the wrong thing. So if you say, you always don't listen, you always disobey me, you always do the wrong thing, what's the matter with you? Why are you always like that? You know, then you are telling your child that he's always no good. Okay. But if we tell the children that, look, I know that you are a good boy, you are a good girl. So we don't say, we don't tell them they are bad. We don't use the word bad children, bad boy, bad girl, or naughty children, naughty. Be careful your words. Then I know that you're a good boy. I know that you want to do the right thing. Okay? But today, you did this, and it is no good. Just deal with the today. Just deal with this issue. Don't link up with all the other 10,000 times that he or she didn't get it right. Why is it that you didn't do the right thing? Okay, this is the important approach when you're working with older children, 6 or 7 years old, 5, 6, 7, because they can already think, they can reflect. But if you're working with younger children, okay, just know that if they can't get it right, just bring them aside, okay, take them away from whatever wrong they are doing, and give them a little time out and remind them, no, cannot beat your sister, cannot throw your toys, cannot. Okay, now you sit here. You just have to keep doing that. But when they're older, we can interact more and guide them in their self-management process. Okay? Please don't say things to children that you're so naughty, I don't want you. Okay? Please don't say things like that. Okay? We want the children to know that we love them regardless. And this is my next point. We'll want to talk about the trainee, right? For the trainee, the child, we start from a place of need. The children have needs. They start from a place of need. Why they want certain things or demand certain things? Because they have needs that drive them. Okay? So for the trainer, we begin from a place of love. From the trainee, they begin from a place of needs. So we need to understand their needs. Okay. And this is extension from what I was talking about, their need for love and security. Okay? Children need to know that they are loved unconditionally. Okay? I love you regardless. I love you even though you embarrass me. I love you even though you disappoint me. These are the type of messages that we need to send to our children throughout their lives. Right? So when they do something wrong, we correct it. We just deal with the issue. Cannot do this. Okay, mommy loves you, so mommy doesn't want you to do the wrong thing. Right? So we love them, we tell them we love them, and we don't want them to do the wrong thing. Okay? And make the effort to always hug your children and tell them that you love them. Okay? Even for me, when I come to school, I will always pat the children on the head. You know, everyone I meet, I'll pat them, I'll give them a hug, and I'll tell them verbally that I love them. Okay? And even, you know, sometimes I have children who can be very challenging, and they don't want to eat their lunch or something. You know, I'll sit there with a spoon and I'll tell them, you know, Miss Grace loves you, that's why I want you to eat. Right? So we verbalize our love, so we assure them of our love. Okay, the next thing, the other area of need is developmental needs. Okay, children go through different stages of development. The younger the child, the more different they are from us. That's why they are challenging, because we need to try and understand them. Okay, start from the position that you need to understand what they need. So if we understand their needs, then they will be able to cooperate with us better. For instance, you want to read a storybook to the children. Okay, I've designed a set of books for the children in my school below the age of 3, and they are only 8 pages long. Why? Because this age group, they can only follow through 8 pages. You read them a book that's 16 or 24 pages, halfway through, quarter way through, half your class is gone. That's why I designed a set of books that help to encourage them in the right behavior. Okay, I love my friends, I love my teacher. The story is only 8 pages long, right? So if you want them to sit longer, right, then you will have issues. They won't be able to focus, and they'll start walking around after 5 minutes, right? But of course, the older children, they can handle, you know, they can handle a longer book. So this is what I mean by understanding their developmental needs. Okay, and then the third area, which I will delve in great detail today, okay, as much detail as our less than 1 hour allows us, is order and structure. Order and structure is a Montessori concept, a Montessori term. In a Montessori classroom, we have order and structure. Children know where to put something. Children know what they can touch and what they cannot touch. Children know what they can do and what they cannot do. That's order. The things in the classroom are neat. The things on the shelf, every item has a place. Okay? So their lives are in order. And this is very important because children come into the world and the world is completely overwhelming and chaotic to them. Plus now you all introduce young children to the internet. Got all these cartoons flying around, don't know whether they're real or fake. Okay? So the world is very overwhelming. And we need to help children make sense of their world by giving them order and structure. Okay. For instance, if you work in a company where you don't know what the rules are, what the policies are, what you can do, what you can't do, then you will feel very insecure, right? Even as an adult. So can you imagine what it's like for children? Today, I push my sister, but nobody scolds me, you know? Or rather, yesterday I pushed my sister, nobody said anything. But today I push her, I get yelled at. So what's happening? You know, can push or cannot push? Right? So the giving children order and structure help them to make sense of their world, to feel secure, okay, and to develop self-discipline. Right? The next slide, please. Okay. How are we going to train? How are we going to create order and structure in our children's lives? Okay, we train by modeling and as well as by verbal instruction. Right? We show children what is the right way to behave. Right? And then we give verbal instructions. Like I would tell my children that even in school now, okay, do any of the teachers push you? Okay, do any of the teachers, you know, snatch your things? No. So you don't do that to your friend. If you don't see us doing, you don't do. Okay, and then we also explain. For the older children, you can explain. Okay, for the younger children, the 2-year-old just said, no, cannot push, it's not right. Okay, cannot. Teacher doesn't like it, mommy, daddy don't like it. Right? Just tell them cannot, and then teach them to say sorry. So we model, we show them the right way. For young children, even some of them You know, young children, they don't know how to be gentle. So sometimes they actually are not pushing. They just want to go and sayang someone or touch someone, but it comes out as a smack. So you take the hand and you show him or her how to apply the force. Right? See, gently. So modeling gently, and they pick up vocabulary. Okay. And when you are training, you need to remember that repetition is very important. Repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat until they get it. Okay. Any form of learning requires repetition. Even, like, for instance, if you are teaching phonics, we repeat the letter sound almost every day. Okay? The previous lessons, the letter sounds taught in the previous lesson, every lesson we will repeat them to remind them, to remind children, to help them pick it up until they are familiar with it. Same with discipline. So don't say things, how many times have I told you already and you're still doing it? Okay? It is a natural process. Just deal with the issue at hand and save your breath. Right? Then the other thing will be setting firm boundaries. What you can do and what you cannot do. And this setting firm boundaries is important in the family because everyone should observe the same boundaries. No jumping on the sofa. So when daddy is sitting on the sofa, no jumping on the sofa. When mommy is sitting on the sofa, no jumping on the sofa. Okay, whoever is supposed to be supervising the children must observe the same set of rules. So you all need to agree on it, right? And don't let the internet, the iPad, the TV be your child's primary trainer. You have to be your child's primary trainer. Okay? And on that note, we're going to put some articles up for you. You can go and download it from our Facebook about screen time. Okay? Children below the age of 18 months should not have any screen time at all, except for things like video calls. From the age of 2 to 5, children should not have more than 1 hour of screen time a day. Please read the articles that we put up. The research is very conclusive. Right? We'll talk more about this next time, otherwise we can't finish our session today. Okay, now we are looking at strategies. How to create structure and order in your family. Okay, and here are 4 key strategies: routines, rules, reminders, and reinforcement. Right. These are key. Please try to practice them, and we'll talk more next time. But today I'll give you some little handles to it. Right. Creating a routine. First, we talk about creating a routine. Routines can be created with timetables. Older children, you can create with timetables. Like, okay, on a Saturday afternoon, what you're going to do. You can create a timetable together with your child. Okay, then your child will feel that she has some contribution to how she wants to manage the time for that afternoon. So, you know, like a school timetable, yeah. But then the other one will be repetitive sequence of activities. That is doing the same thing in the same sequence every day, right? Okay, for instance, you want your child to sleep at 9 o'clock every night. Okay, if you want to have good, healthy children who don't give you problems at bedtime, fix the bedtime and observe it religiously. Okay, every night, same time, lights out. Okay, and then the routine towards the lights out, observe it religiously also. So if lights out is at 9 o'clock, then probably by 8:15 you need to start to do the wash up. Okay, so then by 8:15 you need to tell your children time to wash up, pack away. Okay, so if you do that every night, they will get the idea that this is a routine. It's something that you do, right? Okay, the younger the children, the easier, right? Because the young ones, if they don't want to pack away their toys, you sing a song, and help them pack, and then you can carry them to get washed up. Okay, then by the time you wash up, about 8:30, you change into pajamas. Okay, wash up, brush your teeth, clean your face, all that. You change into pajamas. So follow the same sequence every day. Then after you change your pajamas, the next thing you do is drink milk. Okay, lie on the bed and drink milk, right? Then they are already half asleep. Okay, and then after they drink milk, you can read a bedtime story. I suggest that you agree with your child 2 stories. Okay, 2 stories. Only on special days or special reward. Okay, today you did something, and then you can have another one. Okay, otherwise it can go on forever. Right, and then after that you miss the bedtime. So follow a sequence and be disciplined about it. You need to be disciplined about it, and then your child will be disciplined. Okay, so once you have a sequence, once you have a routine, children will follow. They know the routine. Okay, even young children who cannot tell time, it's okay. They know that after dinner, I play. Then mommy says time to wash. They know that time to go, time to wash up. Okay, use the same words also. They know it's time to go. Then they'll cooperate with you. Okay, so there will be times when somewhere along the way they want to try and test and see if they can undo your routine. Just stick to it. No, now pack up. We are going. Right? If your child is very young, you can still pick him or her up and keep to the routine. Right? Don't be afraid of children crying. Children cry because they cannot verbalize, young children. So they cry because they're angry, they're hungry, they may not be able to say it, or they don't know how to say it. So they cry. Don't be afraid of that. But find out why they cry, what they're upset about. Okay? They may be angry. So if they're angry, you say, okay, don't be angry, okay? Don't be upset. This is something we need to do every day. We just have to do it. Assure them. But stick to your guns. Okay? Yeah. Okay, next thing I want to talk about setting clear rules. Okay? Okay, when you set rules, if your child is like 3.5 or 3, they are already able to understand. So it's important to explain why rules are necessary. And okay, when you are setting rules, remember to use positive language. Okay? And then, here's an example. Okay? So you set rules and you set the rule and explain the reason. So this is a very common issue at home where children don't keep their toys. So you set the rule. Use positive language. Instead of saying, don't leave your toys everywhere after you finish playing, you say, you must keep your toys after playing with them. Okay? Say the thing that you want them to do. Don't say don't focus on what they have been doing wrong. Okay? It's like, if a child runs, we tend to say don't run. But what we should say is walk. Focus on what you want them to do, so they will hear walk instead of don't run. So think of the positive thing. Think of what you want to see in your room. Okay? So keep your toys after playing with them. Reason. Then every time you want to play with them, you'll be able to find them. And so every time you want to play with them. Okay, if you have a 2-year-old, of course, they won't understand the reason. So you just say, keep your toys after playing with them. Come, mommy help you to keep. We keep together. Sing the same song every time you keep the toy, then they will help you. Right? They will do it. We do the same thing in class. Okay? Everybody pack away, pack away, pack away. Everybody pack away now. Okay, so we sing the same song every day. Every time, don't change the song. Okay, we are working with a young child. Okay, after you set the rules, now do pre-activity reminders. Remind them of the rules that you have established with them earlier. Remember, okay, now you're going to play with your toys, right? Remember, after you finish playing, you must keep them. Okay, so like for us, especially when we take the children for outdoor, of course now with these few weeks we can't go outdoor, but if we take them outdoor, we always remind them of the rules. What are the rules? Must walk. I must hold my partner's hand when I walk, this type of thing. Do you know why you hold your partner's hand? Okay, they must be able to tell us for the 4 to 5 year olds. Okay, so remind them of the rules, pre-activity reminder. And then remember, you need to repeat. Okay, repetition is necessary. So don't get tired of yourself repeating. Okay, it is better that you repeat the rules, the pre-activity reminders, than you become an old nag later on. Okay, so do the positive thing and create a positive experience for yourself going forward. Okay, the fourth one is reinforcement. Okay, through encouragement and affirmation. When they do the right thing, this is the post-activity. After they have done the right thing, after they pack up their toys every time, we affirm them. Hey, look, you pack up everything now. Wow, today you did everything by yourself. Is it because you are a big boy? Because you are a big girl now? Okay, every young kid wants to be a big boy or a big girl, so that's the easiest. You can do it. You have done it because you are a big boy or a big girl. You know, you can wear your shoe by yourself because you are a big boy now. Okay, the older children, as they get older, you can use what we call words of virtue. That means you put the character trait that you want to see into your sentences. Thank you for helping with something. Okay, thank you for helping me with washing the dishes or whatever. Okay, thank you for helping with packing away your toys. That was very responsible. Okay, thank you for helping me with the dishes. You were very helpful. Okay, thank you for sharing your toys with your brother or sister. You were very generous. Mommy is very proud of you. Okay, so use words of virtue, the character traits that you want to see in them. Use them in your language. Yeah, and one tip: when you praise, when you affirm, do it loudly. Okay, the whole house can hear. But when you deal with bad behavior and you are doing the disciplining part, the part that you want to correct, do it in private. Right, that's tip. Okay, the next thing we need to talk about is what in the definition of discipline, what they call punishment. But we call it consequences. Okay, and that's a difference. That's a marked difference, but you need to pick it up. Okay. When children don't follow the rules, when they fail, okay, there needs to be consequences. Then they will know the cause and effect. Okay, and that is part of life. In life, there's cause and effect, right? So if they don't get it, they don't do the right thing, there is restitution. Like if they tear up or break somebody's toys, tear up somebody's things, then they have to make right. Okay, if they have you spoil your brother's toy, okay, you give your toy to your brother. All right. The other, of course, restitution is also to say sorry. Teaching children to say sorry is a very big part of discipline. Okay, then the other part is logical consequences. Right. You see, I'll give you an example and that will be easier. For instance, my 6-year-old is rocking on the chair. Okay, so usually I will start with a chair. They give you 4 legs to the chair because the chair needs to sit on 4 legs. So you should sit on 4 legs so that you won't fall down. Because if you rock it, you sit on 2 legs, you put away on 2 legs. Because your 6-year-old can understand, you can fall down and it will hurt you. And then usually after you explain that, most of the time they won't listen. So they will start rocking about 5 minutes later. Then, okay, what I'll say is, if you can't sit on the chair properly, I'm going to take it away. Okay, first I give them the reason why they shouldn't rock the chair, right? Then now they continue, so I give the logical consequence. If you can't sit on the chair properly, I'm going to take it away. You can't handle it, I'll take it away. So it is not that, the The traditional mindset is, you don't listen to me, I punish you, I take away your chair. Okay, so there is a stark difference between the two approaches. In both situations, the chair is removed. You take away the chair. But the way it comes across is different. Okay? In the logical consequences approach, the child knows that there is an outcome for his or her action. So he is learning about outcomes, about cause and effect, about thinking about as they grow up, they will think about their actions, how to make decisions, what outcomes will my decisions bring about. So these things, all these kinds of thinking processes, when we discipline children correctly, okay, they will pick up these thought processes, right? Rather than if I do the wrong thing, if I upset my parent, if I upset my teacher, they are going to give me a hard time. That's not what we want our children to pick up. Okay? Okay, the other consequence, of course, is being angry. Children can make you very, very angry. Okay? I get very angry if one child hurts another child, whether purposely or by accident. Okay? And so I get angry. It is okay to be angry, okay? We are human beings, so anger is one of our emotions. And we need to tell children, I will tell the child, I'm very angry with you because you did this. You hurt your friend. Okay? I'm very angry. So we verbalize that we can be angry, but don't do the wrong thing. Don't say things that you will regret. Don't tear them down. Okay? But we can tell them they're angry, and then we can tell them that, okay, because you've done this, is a logical consequence. If you hurt your friend, you have to say sorry, and then you will be sitting alone for a while. Because I don't want you to hurt your friend again. Right, so you need to sit alone for a while and think about it. Especially, and this goes the same for older children as well as younger children. But the older children, we explain more. Okay, the younger children, you just say, you see, you make your friend cry. You see, you make your sister cry. Okay, mommy is angry with you. Cannot do that. That is not a good thing to do. So you have to sit for a while. Okay. Don't go near your sister. Sit by yourself for a while. No playing. Right. So you make the words simple. Okay. Finally, I just want to touch on this point because I believe that all of you will try some of these strategies and work on them. All right. So I want to give you one final tip. Okay. One final tip is response style. Okay. How do you actually, when you talk to the children, right, you need to have the right tone. Okay, give you an example. Okay, you don't want your child to rock on a chair. Okay, the same example. So if you say, darling, don't lean back in a chair, okay? Okay, mommy has told you many times, but you never listen. Dangerous, you know. Okay, this is one type of response. Second one, Justin, please stop leaning back in the chair now. Okay, you will fall backwards and it will be very painful. If you can't stop doing that, I will have to take the chair away and you will have to stand. This is another tone. Okay, one. Justin, stop leaning back in your chair now. How many times do I have to tell you? Don't you ever listen? You're so naughty, you know. Okay, 3 different response now. Okay, the first one is non-assertive. Might as well don't say. It's not going to work. Nobody's going to listen to you. Right? The third one is hostile. You are tearing the child down. Okay, you are just highlighting all the bad behavior of the child from last time. Okay, and that is not what we want either. So you need to be assertive. Use the right tone. Use the right facial expression. Okay, put on a stern look and say, stop doing that now. Stop, no, cannot. Mommy don't like, mommy doesn't like. Okay, daddy and mommy don't like, mommy doesn't like, cannot. Okay, put on the right expression. Don't do that, huh? It's not good, huh? Nobody is going to bother with you. Okay, you need to get the child's attention and say what you need to say. Okay, but do it positively. Okay, finally, remember, the main takeaway from this session is that you are the coach. You are the trainer. Okay, you are on a long training program. Right? So remember that you are great and you can inspire your trainee through encouragement and positive reinforcement. Okay? Remember that you need to hone skills, be consistent in repetition, in your routines and all that. Be consistent. You will get there, believe me. Okay, demonstrate, show, model the behavior that you want your child to have, and he or she will follow you. Okay? And then instruct, accept rules, explain reasons, give consequences. Right? It's a daily process. I know it's a daily process, but I'm sure that all of you can make it, and all your children can make it too. Okay? Thank you for taking the time with us. Okay, like I said earlier, this today actually is just touch and go, but I focus on a few key points. Okay, a few key pillars, and we will delve more deeply into many of the points in the future talks. Okay, like even loving your child, that I can talk for 2 hours on that, that kind of thing. Even this thing about rules and routine, today I'm just giving you the bones. Okay, there's a lot more, right? And if you have any questions, okay, there are questions that have been posted, so we'll try to answer some of them. Okay, is it wrong to use a cane as a consequence of bad behavior? Okay, for myself, in my family, because we have 4 boys, we do use the cane. But that is the last resort. Meaning, I have explained, I've set the rule, I have explained the reason for the rule, I've given other consequences. That means like time out, okay, whatever, and still it persists. Okay, then I might try the cane to see if it stops. But so that is as a last resort, not as a first resort. But sometimes the boys may do something really, really dangerous, which I don't want to, I cannot afford them to have it happen again, because they can hurt themselves very badly. Then I'll use a cane, okay? But then generally, for instance, in school we don't use corporal punishment at all. So you find the right strategies, find the right approaches, and you can do without the cane. Okay, so I would say that, right? Yeah. How to set positive discipline to a group of children who are from? Okay. This is challenging, right? Actually, for your own family, it is a lot easier, because if you set the tenets right, if you set the boundaries right, you will see the results very quickly. Okay, believe me, you will see the results. You will see your child, cooperating with you better and working within the boundaries very quickly. It's easy within the family, right? But like if you are a teacher and you have a group of children, they come from single families and they come from foster families, they have learned bad habits, they have bad experiences, they don't feel secure. Okay, I tell you, the key is making them feel that you love them. go back to the first thing I talked about, unconditional love. Every day when they come to school, the first thing when you see them, hug them and tell them that you love them. Okay? And I can tell you that most of the bad behavior that they do, right, especially if they are, actually, regardless of age, most of the bad behavior they do, right, okay, some of it is learned, but most of it, the motivation is, do you love me, even if I don't do the right thing? So assuring them that you love them. Okay, what I will do is when they have done something wrong and I have to put them aside or something, after that, I have to discipline them, I have to make them sit out or something, they've been crying. Okay, after that, I'll take them and hug them and I'll say, you know, Miss Grace loves you. See, every day you come, Miss Grace will hug you, right? Miss Grace tells you that Miss Grace loves you. So Miss Grace loves you. And Miss Grace cannot have you do the wrong things because it's not good for you, okay? So go back to loving them and making them feel and know that you love them, right? This one must be posted by teachers. How to discipline young children whose parents are giving to them and do not discipline them. Same thing. You set the rules in school, you set the boundaries, and you be consistent with them. And the other thing is to try and talk to the parents. Okay, invite the parents to tune into my talks. Okay, and explain to the parents that, okay, we are working. Okay, always tell the parent, we are working with your child in this area, right? So at home, if you can do the same thing, it will be very helpful. Then you will see, and if they try it, okay, parents are the same. You ask them to help you, they ask them to try, then if there's improvement, you see improvement, tell them, okay, you must have been doing this, have you been doing this? You know, we see improvement. So then parents will be motivated to work with you. What are the rules that we can set for children? Okay, I'll give some examples, but I intend to do another talk on rule setting because there's a lot more. Okay, some rules that we can set for children is, one rule, okay, like I said, bedtime is at 9 o'clock. Well, that's one rule, okay? Another rule, like at home, no jumping on the bed and no jumping on the couch. Okay? So, because those are dangerous. Okay, we give reason. The reason can be very practical. Okay? It's dangerous. You jump and then you fall down, you hurt yourself. That's not good, right? Because I love you, so I don't want you to be hurt. Right? So, safety, right? Safety rules. Okay, another rule that I feel is very important is no digging into mommy's bag without permission. You don't open daddy or mommy's bag without permission. Okay, I see children doing that a lot, and it can be dangerous because you have things may have things in there that are not safe for children, right? So if you have siblings, right? About sibling relationships, like I have 4 boys, so one thing is, no, you are not allowed to kick. Okay, when you play, boys are rough, but you don't do kicking actions. Don't think that you're the next Bruce Lee. Okay, anybody who does kicking actions will have time out. That's for sure, right? So you can set rules for the type of behavior that we want to see as well. Yeah. Right. And the type of words, the language that you want to use, that's for older children. Okay, actually, from the time they are even 18 months, 12 years, when they start having a mind of their own, when they start going around, you should set rules already. But the younger children, you can't explain so much. So you just say, no, cannot touch this. Okay, no, cannot do that. See? So, but then, like I say, sometimes when the child pinches you or smacks you, right, he or she doesn't know that he's hurting you. So you need to model the right behavior. So you can say, cannot pinch mommy. Okay, see, you sayang mommy, okay? Sayang mommy, not that when you pinch mommy, it's painful. So it is about putting in the right, tips in the head. So as young as they are starting to operate on their own, right? You can set the rules already. Is in a childcare setting, is it necessary to change the routine once a while so toddlers do not get too used to the routine? No, don't change the routine. They feel safe in the same routine. Okay? Children don't get bored with the routine. Children will get bored with the content that you give them. Right? What you're doing with them. If you do the same thing all the time, they'll get bored. Right? Okay, any more? Okay, so that's all the questions today. If you have any more questions, you can load it into our chat group. Sorry, Facebook chat, chat group, whatever the terminology. I'll get used to all this techie stuff. Thank you for being with us. And I managed to do it in under an hour. Yay! Must affirm myself too. Okay? And we'll be bringing more talks to you in the future. If you have any feedback for us, please put it into the chat group. Let us know what you found helpful and what else you want to know. Okay? And we will work on it. And we'll try to bring in the next talk before, within a month. Okay, we try to work on the next talk and bring it make it available for you within a month. Okay, so thank you. Bye. Thank you. Bye.